Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Amy and I am on a financial freedom journey with my family. Before we get into today's video, I wanted to thank Mint Mobile for partnering with me on today's video. If you've been on my channel for any amount of time, you know that my husband and I have been using Mint Mobile ourselves for over a year now, almost a year and a half, and we have had such an amazing experience with Mint Mobile. My only regret is that we didn't switch sooner because we could have been saving so much money on our wireless bill every single month by switching to Mint. I'm so grateful that we ended up switching to Mint. If you guys have been on my channel for a while, you probably remember that I was very skeptical initially and I was worried that we would have issues, but it was such a seamless process and we have truly loved it, and like I said, we are still using it to this day, so clearly we are loving it and enjoying it ourselves. Mint Mobile keeps costs low because they sell directly to you and you can switch in as low as 15 minutes. And I genuinely mean that because my husband and I switched in one day. It was like very quick. I had this lead up to it. I was so nervous about switching and then it literally took us like a few minutes. It is such a seamless process. They use digital eSIM cards. So literally it's just the flip of a switch on your phone and you are in business with Mint. You can go on their website under their coverage map and check any of the places that you frequent, where you live, where you work, all of that to make sure that you would have great service in your area as well. I'm so excited to announce that Mint Mobile has an amazing promotion going on right now. When you use my link, mintmobile.com/deardebt, I will have it on the screen as well as in the description box below. New customers can get $15 a month for any plan when you sign up for a 3-month plan with Mint. That is an incredible deal, $45 for unlimited everything for 3 months. So if you are interested in checking out Mint, again, click on my link in the description box and check it out. I truly recommend Mint and have had such a great experience, which is why I continue to partner with them on my videos. It is a company that I truly stand behind and I take my partnerships very, very seriously on this channel. So again, thank you so much to Mint Mobile for partnering with me on this video. All right, let's get started with our video for today, which is going to be talking about our financial and personal goals for 2024. I have not talked about these really since I did the initial video, which I will link down below for our 2024 goals, which was back in December. So I have been looking at these, periodically, maybe not as much as I should throughout the year so far. We are now, well into the year. We are 4 full months into the year, so we are past the first quarter. This is a little bit delayed from when I was originally planning on filming it, but that's okay. Let's touch base on where we're at with our goals and just talk through some of the things that have been going on this year. I film these videos, selfishly for myself so that I can make sure that I'm staying on top of my goals and having them top of mind. But I also hope that this is helpful for you because I think it's nice to talk through the goal setting process and also what happens after you set your goals. So ways that you can shift potentially throughout the year or, just be more realistic throughout the year. I know I've had to do that many times, revise my goals and just make sure that I'm not setting goals that are way too out there, way too crazy, or just not realistic. So I put my goals on this page next to my vision board. I feel like having them kind of in the same spot is really helpful. It's just very motivating for me to see all the things that I was thinking of when I was thinking through my goals and just the vision that I had for 2024. So every single year I set a word of the year. I've done this for many years, at least the last, 5 years. And it's really helpful to me to have something to come back to when I'm thinking about goals, even just daily goals or weekly goals or monthly goals or whatever. Any cadence of goals is really helpful to have a word to come back to. And my word of the year for 2024 is momentum. And I feel like this has been a really good word for me so far. As I've been working through the year, it's nice to just come back to that word and be okay, I just need to develop the good habits and do the things, and that will bring me through the rest of the year. If I have good habits and good routines, it will help me achieve all of these goals, not only financially, but also personally too. So that's kind of why I chose that word. I feel like I've always struggled with the consistency aspect of goals, just really staying true to them throughout the whole year. I feel like I really am kind of up and down, up and down, up and down all year. I'll have peaks and valleys, which is totally normal, but I'm just trying to kind of make it more consistent. As I'm saying that, I have not been doing that. So it's something that I'm, telling myself, we need to make sure we're sticking with our routines and goals so that we can achieve these amazing and awesome goals that we do have. So let's go ahead and talk through them one by one. We have finished some of these goals, which is really amazing, but we do have a long way to go on some of the other ones. So let's just talk through them one by one. So starting with our financial goals, our first financial goal was to finish our basement savings. So I'm happy to say, and if you guys have been watching my Debt Free Friday videos, we have done this. So this goal is complete. We finished our basement savings. We finished our basement. I have shared about that periodically in Debt Free Friday videos. I think it was maybe 2 Fridays ago where I shared some pictures of the basement. So if you guys want to see that, check that Debt Free Friday out. And I do share some like pictures of the basement and kind of thoughts about that process, but we are done with that now. So that's really exciting. And we are working on my husband's Roth IRA. So that is the current goal that we're working on right now. So that one is in process. Our next financial goal is to max out my Roth IRA. Again, that will come after my husband's. My husband is a little bit older than I am, so we are prioritizing his over mine. So that will be the next goal. And then we also have a goal of saving an additional $5,000 towards our emergency fund. This is definitely a very calculated move on our part. We were talking in the beginning of the year about just inflation, and we set that $20,000 emergency fund goal back in 2021. I can't remember. 2021, I think. So that was years ago at this point. I can't even remember what was I doing in 2021. But since then, we've bought a new house. We are a growing family. Obviously, we're not having any more kids, but like our kids are growing up and they're getting older and they're more expensive, and just things are more expensive now. And we also have 2 vehicles now, which we didn't back then when we had initially set this goal. So just a lot of life factors have kind of we've thought through that and said, okay, well, $20,000 doesn't really feel enough anymore. And we wanted to bump that up to 25. So that is another goal we have for this year, is to increase our emergency fund. If you have not done that in the last few years, I would highly suggest you relook at your emergency fund. A lot of times I'll kind of like set and forget, like we don't touch our emergency fund. It just sits there. But it is something to keep in mind, like make sure that it's enough, because, if I were to lose my job or my husband were to lose his job, $20,000 is not going to get us as far as it used to. And so just something that we want to keep in mind and make sure. Now, I know there's a lot of controversy in the financial community about the amount of an emergency fund. I truly believe that it's personal and that you should determine what you feel comfortable with. I know people who have a year worth of expenses in their emergency fund. That is what makes them feel safe, and that is okay. I also know people who have like a very small emergency fund and they feel like that's sufficient. Whatever works for you, I don't care personally about what you have, but I would just encourage you to make sure that you feel comfortable with that and that it's enough in these inflationary and rough economic times. That is something that we have been thinking of. So that is a goal that we will be working on now. I would say it's not like a huge priority for us. We feel comfortable with the 20,000, but definitely want it to be higher. So it is a not huge priority goal. That's why it's pretty far down my list here. And then the last financial goal that we have is working on my kids' college savings. Now, again, this is not a huge priority goal for us, but our kids are getting older. And so it is top of mind for us to have savings for them as they are getting older. My son is turning 10 this year, which is crazy. So, he's more than halfway to college in his life. In 10 more years, he'll be in college, hopefully, or doing whatever he's doing at that point. But we just need to have the financial capacity, hopefully, to help them out when they are that age. So something that we're thinking about, want to do 5,000. If we don't do 5,000, it's okay. But that's our, ultimate goal for this year. And if we have more money, maybe we'll set another goal. But I kind of think this is probably going to be it for us this year. Just knowing kind of the trajectory of our year and things that we need to pay for and everything. I think this will be it. So in summary of the financial goals, feeling very comfortable with where we're at, feeling like we're on a good path here. We might be a little bit behind, but I think we'll be able to catch up at the later half of the year. Usually the first half of the year is a little bit lower income, and then we do typically have, maybe some bonuses coming in the later part of the year. Hopefully that will help us get to these goals. As far as personal goals, these are not as fun for me to talk to you about because I feel like I haven't been doing a great job on these. So first, personal goal, and I always love having this as a goal because it's a fun one to check off, but it was to go on a family vacation. We did this. I did post a vacation budget recap if you guys want to check that video out. I will try and remember to link that below as well if you guys want to watch that and see what we spent on our vacation and some pictures and videos of things that we did while we were in Florida. But we did go on a family vacation. It was so fun, amazing time. Highly recommend doing that with your family. It was just such a great time. The rest of these are not fun to talk about because I feel like I haven't really been doing a great job on any of them. The next one is 6,000 Peloton minutes. Now, it's been rough lately. I just hit, a few weeks ago, I just hit the 1K badge for the year. So I'm at 1,000. I'm a little over 1,000 minutes. That is not on track to meet this 6,000. But I do find that like the spring and summertime, I've been trying to get back into my running era, of life. I'm trying to run again. I used to really enjoy running, and then I had kids, and then I didn't enjoy anything for a while. I'm joking, but if you have kids, you get what I'm saying here. I didn't have time to enjoy things for myself, but I'm trying to get back into running. And so I do actually track my running through my Peloton app. So it does give me credit for this, but I haven't been doing my rides, and I have been kind of falling off on strength training too. So I am reminding myself now that I need to develop a better routine with that. So yeah, I'll get back on track, but I've been a little flighty lately, especially because things have been really busy for me. Next up is focus on meal planning. So I was doing a really good job of this in the beginning of the year. We did not eat out at all in January. We did not eat out at all. So we fully took a month off of eating out. We've done this for the last 2 years now. And that was really great. But then I feel like we've also, now that we're a good chunk through the year, we've kind of gotten out of control again. So I'm trying to reel in the eating out spending again and focus on meal planning. Meal planning is so hard for me, you guys. I just hate it. I hate cooking. I hate meal planning. I'm just honest with you. I don't enjoy it. It's not something that I'm oh, let's sit down and meal plan, yay. I don't like it. I don't like cooking. My husband doesn't like cooking, so it is a very hard position to be in where neither of us want to cook dinner anytime ever. So I'm trying to find some easy recipes or things that are just things that we can have on hand. I'm also trying to be more realistic about meal planning, that it's okay if we have frozen pizza once a week. At least it is for me. I am fine with that. And that's kind of something that I can put into place. Okay, every Friday or whatever day we pick, we'll have pizza. And that's an easy thing that neither of us have to cook necessarily, but will be available. And we can supplement that with healthier items. Obviously, I'm not just going to be eating Domino's or heavy pizza and just feeding that to my kids. We have fruit and vegetables on the side or whatever, but it's just something that's easy. So need to do a better job on this one. It's a whole year goal, so it's not something that I'm ever going to be able to check off until the end of the year. But as of right now, I would say I'm getting an X instead of a check on this one. So I need to get it back together. And similar with the next goal, to do a better job of tracking spending. Since we've become debt-free, I feel like I have not been tracking my spending as hard as I used to. I used to be really good about tracking my spending. I have an Excel or a Google sheet that I try to track my spending in, so that I have I know how much in each category I have left. And I was doing, again, in the beginning of the year, I was doing really good. Then I feel I kind of fell off. Then vacation happened and I really fell off. And yeah, so need to get better about that. It's not we're really heavily overspending. I would say we're doing a decent job at tracking or staying on track with our budget. But I just want to track our spending better, because I feel it's super helpful to have that throughout the month to say hey, we're getting really close on our eating out spending and we cannot eat out anymore. Whereas now I'm well, I think we've not eaten out enough where I don't really know because I haven't been tracking. So something I need to do better, just being honest with you guys. I'm never going to lie to you and sit here and say that I'm perfect and that I do everything right. I absolutely do not. So yeah, need to get back on that. And the last personal goal I have, I think this was different when I initially filmed my goals. I think I had 20, I moved it to 40. I have read 9 books so far. So I'm not quite on track for 40, but I feel I'm close enough where I can still get there. I don't really know what the significance of 40 is. I think last year I read 36 or 35 or something like that. So I think I just wanted to like read more than I did last year. So 40, like, will it happen? I don't know, but I'm hoping to get close. That's kind of one of those where I'm like, you know, if I get there, I get there. If I don't, it's fine. But I do really enjoy reading. It's a hobby that I've had since I was little. I love to read. And it's something that is better than scrolling my phone. So I'm trying to do that more than that. But yeah, that is my real talk through of our goals. Let me know in the comments down below what goals you're working on. How is it going for you? Like, tell me one good thing and one thing that you're working on. What's one thing that you're doing really well at? And then what's one thing that you want to work on for the rest of the year? I would love to talk to you guys about that. I think it's so motivating for me too, to just know, you know, I'm not the only one struggling, I'm sure. And also, I just would love to hear about what you guys are doing well. I love to cheer you guys on too. So let me know that in the comments, and I will talk to you on Friday for Debt Free Friday. Bye guys.